Hey, can you hear me? Hello, hello. 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 Indiana, how are you doing? Can you hear me okay? Sherry, let me know. All righty. Sure gets dark early now, doesn't it? I'm trying this light thing here. Yeah, see if I can get that a little better. Well, I don't know how many people are going to come. At least here in Utah, 7 o'clock, it was the start of the presidential debate, the second presidential debate. I'm recording it with my DVR, so the son and I are going to look at it afterwards. So okay, Lynn, let's see what you got here. My daughter asked if there was any way to search on Family Search for someone on your own tree with your same birth month and birthday. What I would recommend doing is I don't know if they do same birth date. Same birth month and birthday. Well, you can't search your line, but what I recommend doing, Lynn, is go over and try some of the activities. Go to the activities and find the one that says, let me go look. The one most likely would have something is, let's see. Where I am from, I think is the one you want. And that one, it'll get some of your generations, although I don't know if it tells you. Yeah, BYU might have a place to do that, but I don't see anything here. My heritage, no. Generations. Yeah, I don't think we have anything like that. Although I think that's a good idea. So I'm going to put that one down. Hold on, let me write that down. A activities that finds an ancestor with the user's same month and birth date. Well, if it's the same month and birthday, it'd have to be same month in order to be a matching birthday. Yeah, okay. I got that in there. That actually might be interesting to add to the activities. Oh, she's supposed to teach how to find that? Oh, well, I don't know. There might be a BYU activity that does that, but I don't know. I don't have time usually to keep up too much with the BYU activities. All righty. Well, I don't know how many are going to come just because the presidential debate is going on. So that might keep people busy. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how the debate's going. I heard that they're going to shut off the microphones during the 2-minute response, and it'll be very interesting to see if did they do any of that? Did you notice any of that? Okay. So I got a few questions today. Let me go look over here. Not very many. Everybody knows everything now, I guess. So that's okay. All right, but I wanted to finish up some things that I took down as notes before in the past. Do we still track indexing score by indexers? Yes, we do. And that may affect the records that you get. But we always tracking it because we're trying to find people. Believe it or not, there are some people who. This is the reason why we don't like indexing contests between organizations or between sets of people or stakes or awards or whatever, because they just want to win the game, and so we find people that just copy and paste the same name over and over and over for every entry, and then we turn around and publish it, and that's just bad stuff. So we track it, but I think they're using it for different reasons than they were before. So the question was: can private memory be a source, a memory source? And it can be attached as to a living person. Well, let's see. No, a private memory source, you can use private memory as a source by doing a memory source, and you can attach that source to somebody. But if it's attached, but you can't attach that to a living person because we don't allow memory sources to be on living persons at this time. And the reason for that was until we figure out a way to know whether it's like a passport or a birth certificate of a living person, we really don't want to take the chance that that gets uploaded into Family Search. So that's why we don't allow it on living people. On the dead, you should be fine. Although no one will see that picture, I don't think, only you would. So the next one that people asked was, is deceased the default when a person in family in Family Tree app? And I talked to them, and it actually is. So I talked to them to go look about that because they shouldn't make it a default as deceased. So they're looking into that one. Permission required. Somebody reported that permission required when there are invalid characters in the name rather than invalid characters in the name. So I've talked to the team. They're looking into doing that, changing that message. So they have a incident that they have to satisfy to resolve that. I'm gonna try this here. Feels like my face is dark. Nobody can see me. So I just want to try to see if I can find other ways to put this. Okay, maybe that's better. I don't know. It's getting dark here, it's like all of a sudden October. It's all of a sudden cool. All right, next one was private space living list would like to sort. So I've passed that on to that team, and that's on my team, so we'll be talking about it. Okay, let's see what we have here in the set. Let me see if I can get that any higher. I wonder. Let me just click this around a little bit. Of course, this is when everything gets dangerous now. Yeah, I don't think there's anything better. Okay, I guess that's a little better. All right, glad you're liking the new research format. Sherry says, if you looked at the calendar reminders on Family Search, you might get lucky and find a matching birth date. I Googled Family Search ancestor events, and it was the first item. Okay, good. Try that one. I'm still not sure if you want to was the day for or not, but I'm not sure I want to. Okay, so a little entertainment there from Harris. You can attach a memory source to a living person in the Family Tree app, and then it will also show on the web. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to make a note of that. Okay. Can you tell us something about the new partners on the search tab? Jeannie, Annette, and Filet. Let me see. I don't know if I have the details on that. Let me just look here. So Filet, I believe, is a site of French records, and it's an affiliate. We have a partnership deal, and you can get access to those French records. So that's the Filet one, and let's see. I'm just gonna look and see what the other one is. Oops. Yeah. Then the other one you asked on was Genie Annette. I think that Genie Annette, that one is a, I thought it was Italian. I'd have to go look. I think Genie Annette was also a European area, but I'm not exactly sure in my head exactly what registries they have. So it looks like somebody out there may already know. It looks like it has a bunch of trees that are in there. So I'll have to read. I'll have to get more on Genie Net. I remember that one. It's been too long since I've looked at it that I've forgotten about Genie Net. But I know Filet because that was recent, and we added it to the list over on the right. There, I think they're both French area countries or European countries record sets. In the Family Search app, could the reset data be separate from resetting the settings too? Currently, when you refresh your data, you reset the settings to default. Okay, I'll write that down. Reset of data resets settings. Settings should not change. Okay, got that. I got to turn the page on my notebook. I'm going to make a note here. Okay. Now the app just needs to show data problems. Yeah. Okay, let's go to some of the questions that people asked. Here's one from TJ. Says we have a button that shows a relationship, but is there any way that we can ask it to go down the paternal or maternal side of the family? I have had to unlink my parents so that we could see if they are related just on my mom's side, when the relationship view is stuck on going down dad's side of the family. Well, view my relationship is your relationship to that ancestor. So it's going to go up. It's going to find the shortest path. Now, certainly you could be related to your mother or your father, but what we show is the shortest path between you and that person. That's why it's going that direction. You unlinked them because you must have got rid of your father so that you could see if you were related up to your mother's line. We only look at one line, and it's the shortest line. We analyze them all, but we show you only the shortest line. So that's why you're seeing what you're seeing, TJ. Although you could, well, let's see, I don't know. Maybe you could fool it by saying, go up one of your mother's grandparents or something and say, see how I'm related. I would think that would get you to go through, that would force the go through the mother's side. Here's Sherry. I had at least 15 relatives that were merged by someone, and all sources and memories were wiped out. I was left with people with no sources. Well, first off, you're not left with it. You can restore those back. Some of these people had 15 to 25 sources, and it took me hours of picking through the tree to find the affected people, restore them, and then remerge them properly. I contacted the woman who did the merges, and she said she uses a software mobile family tree. She says it seems my software feeds directly into Family Search so people can be uploaded, and it prompts and asks me to compare or merge mobile family tree. All right, I got to go find it and see if this app's out there. So let me go to apps. All right, I'm gonna have to look into that person, that stuff. Mobile family tree app. Looks like it's by CYNIUM software. It's German, looks like. And you're claiming that, Sherry, you're saying that it wiped out the tree. It obviously must talk to Family Search. So let me see what you said happened. So you said mobile family tree. It says it seems my software feeds directly into Family Search so people can be uploaded and prompts and asks me to compare or merge, which then roots out and eliminates those partial repeats. I have found that many in my accumulation of families are not yet on Family Search. Therefore, it seems useful to others that I upload as many as I can. I am concerned, though, that merging and out possible repeats on Family Search messes with other people's information. It seems there should be a lock function. That's the end of her message. I understand there's not a lock function, but this is a nightmare. Is this something that needs to be fixed with their software interface, or is she doing something wrong? For now, she's not going to merge, just create duplicates, and I told her I'd merge them for her. Okay, so let me make a note here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and talk to the person who works on the partner team, who does these partners with third parties. This is obviously a third party that's been a partner, or that is signed up as a partner, and so I will go find out and tell them what the problem was, Sherry, that you told us. And did she? I'm going to go back to the screen here so I can see if you're commenting, Sherry. Did she realize that she was merging? Did she actually say? Did it offer a merge? And she said yes, merge. Did she say anything like that? Yeah, and it probably did no sources because I suspect her tree didn't have any sources. Whatever she had on her mobile family tree just had names. It did offer a merge, but it didn't let her choose sources. Okay, thank you. Did not allow her to bring sources over. Sounds like it just puts the stuff right in the tree, so I got to put a question mark there. Does this just put it into tree without looking for duplicates. Okay, so I'll have them chase that one down. Thank you for that. All right, so let's go to another one. Like I said, only have a few. So start spinning up those questions. How many do I have? 28. Yeah. Tell everybody I'm sorry. I've messed up so many times. Nobody wants to come anymore. They figure I'm not going to do it. So, but I am scheduled for next Thursday. So tell everyone around that I'll be there. This one's from Judith. I am doing some family search catalog film fish number searches that have a big list of results. When I check out entries and go back to the list rearranges itself so that I see some entries I have checked and some I haven't. Since I want to check each entry, it's tough to make sure I've checked them all. I can't simply work down the list. Examples film 165,996 has 143 results, and film 165,997 has 294 results. Yeah, what I recommend trying, okay, I'm not going to go try it right now because I'd have to do a bunch of clicks to get to some of that stuff. But what I recommend you do is learn control left mouse click, okay? Or if you're on a Mac, I think it's Mac symbol function or alt left mouse click. And what that does is or control, when on most browsers, control left click, or on Mac, I think it's Apple icon left click. Anyway, basically it says open a new tab. So that's what I would recommend doing. And I'd have to go look and see if those screens actually do that very well. But I'm not going to run off and do that because I don't want to take the time to go dig around in there. But try that, and that way you have your list. You open up to your list where you're at. Then when you want to look at the piece you want to look at, go to where the link is and do control left mouse or the Mac button, the Mac button, and left, I think, does it too, or control left. It might be control left in all browsers. And then that will open a new tab in the browser that then you can look at that tab. And then when you're done looking at that, you can close that tab and you're back to your list. Nothing's changed because it's not getting refreshed. So try that. Somebody will have to help me. I don't have a Mac, so I don't ever know what button to push. Command T, there you go. Thank you. All right, Deborah asks, I have a cousin, Jesse, in the tree that has a duplicate. The duplicate has a different PID, and it is a male, and the only info is the birth date. Jesse is a female. I can't combine them because the sex is different. It won't let me delete the male. There isn't any info on him anyway. I couldn't see any way to change the male to female. So what do I have to do? Now, make sure that that's the same people in the line and not just another Jesse, but all you have to do is go to the Jesse that's listed as a male and click on the edit of the sex and change it to a female and then hit save. And that's all you have to do. And then it's now a female. And then you can merge the two females together. So we now allow the ability for someone to change the sex of a person, make it a male or a female, either way, or unknown. There's 3 settings, male, female, unknown. And you can do that. And then you can merge like things together. So you can merge male and male together, female, female together, unknown, unknown together. Okay. And that works. So we worked on that last year, and that's the way things are working now. So you just do that. Okay. All right. I'm all out of questions. What are we at? 7:50. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. We haven't even done any. We've only done 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. So anybody have any questions out there? Hey, Joe. How you doing? For what parts of the world does the family tree seem to be growing the most? What seems to help that happen? Well, it's kind of unfair because the United States is the one that's growing the most, but that's because that's where most of the many members live, and it's where we've had the longest history of records. And so the records are available. Um, a lot of early members who came to the United States did genealogies and passed them down and things, and so all that data gets put in, and then it continues to grow because their children and grandchildren and great great grandchildren are coming into the tree and combing it for records and adding people that are missing. You think that when you had a line that goes back 10 generations, 7 generations from maybe where they entered the church, that all your stuff would be done. But you forget that people die along the way. And so oftentimes you can find records that were missed because when that was written down, those people hadn't died, so they were living. And so oftentimes you can find a lot of those. So the United States is still the biggest, but that's because they have the largest head start and they have the most records right now. We're also seeing great growth in Brazil and interest in Brazil, which is interesting and nice. Mexico is picking up some speed and doing well down in Mexico. We have good responses from both members of the church and members of the public community. And we have more people from the public community that contributes to the tree than we do members of the church, which is wonderful because members probably feel a little bit of obligation, and public users don't have that feeling. But for both of us, members and public users, there's something about knowing that you're part of something more, part of something bigger than just yourself. And especially in this time with COVID and all that mess, it's isolated people from each other, and people struggle with that sometimes. And so having a knowledge of your family line and the things they had to deal with and how they must have succeeded because you're here, so their descendants continue to survive, that you can too. So I think I've just decided I need to get a better light because that's not going to work. I can't even hardly see myself. Okay, I got to get my mouse all the way there. I'm a public user. I feel an obligation to add information for those unknown cousins out there. Yeah, it's you need to sort of find your family and document them and have it available for future generations. It does something to yourself, and it does something for your family and those that come after you. It's just amazing how you can feel just such a connection. And interestingly enough, we find out how we're related with each other. Some of the fun stuff of Roots Tech is when people come in and do relatives around me, how you're related kind of stuff. And that's always a blast because you can find a whole bunch of people that that you're related to, and maybe meet and get to know and learn more about your family and their lives and how it was like in the times that they lived in the past. Chris asks, how are expiration dates being handled while temples are not open for work? So what we're doing right now is we are automatically extending all expirations every day. So we're not expiring anything. Okay, we're keeping all reservations available, and we're only they won't expire. Nothing's going to expire until a sufficient number of the temples are open, and once that happens, then we'll start discussing about how to turn on the expirations again. So once we start turning on the expirations, we'll notify people when we're going to turn them on, things like that. But we're not going to turn it on until enough temples open to be able to allow proxy ordinances. And then once that happens, then we'll turn those on. But we'll let people know ahead of time. Will you be able to do relatives around me for the registered users at Virtual Your Roots Tech? Yeah, that's interesting that you're asking. That is going to be a significant challenge for us. But yes, we are working hard to figure out how to do it. We believe we have a good plan on how to get that done. And I would encourage anybody, if you're interested, to you know sign up for Roots Tech. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be it's a challenge for us because it's virtual Roots Tech, and we ended up not being able to find a partner that would help us. So we're racing to build the thing. So cross your fingers and say a little prayer to help us to get that all working. We think we're going to be okay, but we'll be working clear up to the last minute to get that working. And another nice thing about Roots Tech is it's because it's virtual, we're going to leave classes online for longer periods of time, and probably all the classes, because all the classes will be virtual. And it'll be very interesting to know how many people really finally register. I mean, we have much more registering this year than we've ever had before, and that may be because it's free. So if others don't know, be sure and let them know to register and come check it out. It'll be different than being in the Salt Palace, of course, because we're not all there together. But I think it'll be very exciting. It would be very interesting to see people that are living in other countries and how they're related to you. Yes, we're going to do relatives around me, and you'll be able to find those people that are, not here in the United States or in countries that are represented here. You'll find relatives in different countries that you didn't even know about, and that's going to be fun. And the relatives around me will be on the mobile. It'll also be on the website where you go in. We'll have that probably. We'll have to see how it's displayed. It'll be in the tree and in Roots Tech when you do relatives at Roots Tech. Is there a max number of sources that can populate my source box? I'm gonna have to think about that. It seems like to me. Have you hit something, Lee? It seems like to me it's in the 50,000 range, something like that. Let me go check on that. Hold on just a second. What's that, Shui? Oh, okay. Oh, are you watching? Oh, you're walking. Cherie's up and around, and so she was saying hi. So I think it's around 50,000, but I'm going to check that. Max in source box. Keith asks, I attended a virtual event last night on the Remo platform. It was really cool and would lend itself well to RootsPick conference about it. I'll put a note of that. We'll see how this goes, and it may be better with a partner, or it may be just fine with us. So, Remo virtual system. All right. Lynn says, are you still working at home for Family Search, or are you going into the office? I'm still working from home. I've been working from home since March. I was out of town in California visiting my daughter when they told me the offices are closing, and they closed like the 10th of March, something like that. And so I came back from Vegas and went right home and been working home ever since. It's kind of good and it's kind of bad. It's kind of good because the commute is really great, but it's bad because there's no separation, right? The poor wife, Cherie, she has to live upstairs, and my son's living downstairs and he's also doing work from home, and he's been doing it even longer than I. They started like the 1st of March or the end of February. And so he's downstairs all day doing meetings with his work. Cherie's upstairs all day trying to hide and not be in the way. And I'm on the main level going to meetings every day, all day long. And it seems like when you're virtual, you have a whole lot more meetings than you used to have, because every little conversation that you used to have walking down the hall is now a 30-minute meeting. And I'm grateful for the technology. We use Teams, Zoom sometimes, And I'm grateful for the technology because we can continue to work and build things and add things to the systems and improve them and keep things running. And I'm grateful that we were able to do that. What is the goal for Family Search Places? I'm trying to think about what is Family Search Places. My brain is missing out on that. Help me what that is. Is that the places as in locations like El Paso, Texas, or something like that? Is that what Family Search Places are? If that's true, then our plan, the goal is to have every realize, yeah, locations, yeah. So realize, Linda, how big of a job that is. There was this one guy named Chris when I first started at Family Search, and I interacted with him because I was over uh, databases and things like that, and he was doing a database that was this places place. So imagine, here's your assignment. Your assignment is to take this team of 10 people and document every place that's ever existed on the planet, and from the Garden of Eden or whatever to today. Go. That's like forever. It will never happen. And so we do things like get places from we make licensing deals to get places from other places, or we find people that have free versions of locales and make arrangements for that. And then of course we have volunteers who want to do that, can go in and add places that are missing. And then this team is just constantly adding as many places as they can. They go get gazetteers from the past and add in all those pieces. But I remember Germany; they were all excited because they finally got done, and it took them like 3 or 4 months or something to get all of the stuff in there. And I'm sure it's changed a bunch in those 3 months. So it's just a never-ending thing. Okay, Nancy, storage of more than 10,000 sources. It says more than 10,000. I'm gonna see if I can figure out what the max is. I'll go ask my guy. Okay, so back on RootsTech, they're going to have they'll still have the live events. They'll still have the leadership session will be broadcast live on in RootsTech. The classes I think are planning to be shorter, so they want to do small segments. You can have multiple segments. So, maybe, think of TED Talks. I think they have like 20 minutes or 30, something like that. And so you can imagine segments that have certain subjects and they're shorter rather than, it's a little more difficult online to sit and stare at the screen for an hour. I know you listen to me an hour, but there's other people interacting and then getting involved. So I think it's going to be interesting. I've been assigned some stuff to do, and I haven't even started yet, and I need to get done because some of mine are required to be due in November. So this is going to be an interesting challenge with RootsTech, but I think it'll be good, and I think we'll learn a lot. And I think because of that, we'll probably, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it wouldn't surprise me if we have some sort of hybrid thing going on in the future. So more people can get the instructions from RootsTech and not have to necessarily come to RootsTech in Salt Lake. Let's see. Is there anything else I can sort of not ask enough questions to keep me busy here? So I might have to. Oh, I know. I could talk about some of the recent things. Let me go look that up just real quick. I thought maybe we could talk about some of the recent things that we have shipped. That'd probably be a good thing to know. And maybe if something pops in my head, we'll have, one or two things that maybe we're working on. All right, let's see. Here's a list of some things that we have shipped in the last couple of months, 2 or 3 months. We fixed the thing with missing the show and hide changes that you made in the list. So that's taken care of. We've been translated into Thai. Now we've shipped Thai. We changed the bookmark, the memories bookmark to like, to make it feel more social media and be not confusing to people that are coming into the system that don't have genealogical sort of backgrounds. We introduced private memories. Right now, let me explain how private memories work. So you can take any memory, mark it private in your gallery. You can mark multiple of them at a single time by selecting multiple of them and say make private. You could still, as the owner of that memory, you can still attach it to people. But when users go to that person that you've attached it to, they will not see it. You will be the only one that sees that memory in that person page. And we are still working on a plan for when memories must become publicly viewable. We certainly don't want memories to be locked forever. There's lots of ideas as whether it's a certain number of years, or a certain time frame after a person's deceased. So we haven't figured that out. So currently they're permanently hidden, except to the user whose account that uploaded it. But we're working on that. We changed the reservation icons. Some people are still frustrated by that. The reason why we consolidated those reservation icons is it was just too many different colors. If you come into Family Search all the time, you get used to those colors and it's not too bad. But if you come a little less often, then they're always asking us to put legends everywhere so they can know what all the colors mean. We tell them to hover, that helps. But that was a struggle, and we were just growing and growing in a number of colors. So we needed to reduce that and simplify it, because really it's about which ones can you do, and which ones are being done, and which ones are done. So it's really those three buckets is the end goal. We changed the icon for the 90-day to have a little clock in the corner so you can see our little timer thing to tell you that it is short and timed. 2 years, ones that are available for 2 years will just be the standard green temple. Now here's a little gotcha in there, is if you have a family, you're looking in the pedigree, and it has both it has in that family, it has both 90-day and 2-year available, then you're going to see the 2-year icon. So we gave the better icon precedence. So I just wanted you to understand that so you know how that works. You can always drill in and see more. We I think we've released the Mayflower stuff. That's kind of fun. You can go to familysearch.org/Mayflower, I think it is called. And you can go look, and I just went down to the bottom. It's kind of interesting to see they have famous people that were descendants of Mayflower, and they have what the ship was like to live there on the ship, and then near the bottom it has like list of the very first 50 people that came to the United States as part of Mayflower. And I had fun just kind of clicking on the names and find out that find one in there. I just clicked until I found one that I was related to. So it was kind of fun to say, I'm related to the original folks that came in the Mayflower. That's kind of fun. Private memories and mobile now, it's all working. And let me see what else here. Folders in your source box have increased from 50 folders to 200 folders now. So you can have 200 folders, up to 200, whereas before you could only have 50. We have an option, and you could choose to use it or not use it. There's an option now when you're printing a temple card, you can have the option of turning off your contact information. It won't be printed on the card if you want to be confidential, or you're just leaving the card behind. if you're in those temples that don't return cards. It's you can choose either way, which way you want to do that. Also, Search Web in just late last month released a new search capability where you can go into search, and you know where it says name, you can enter a name, then you can click the label name, and it'll create another name space. You can add another name, and you can do like up to 4 names. The intent of that is to put in 4 different names your ancestor you're looking for may have had. Like maybe one of them is a maiden name, one of them is a married name, one maybe another one's a nickname that they used to go by. So if it was Elizabeth Ann Smith as a maiden, Elizabeth Turley as the married name, and maybe she also went by uh, Rebecca or Betty or Beth or something like that. You can put all those names in, and then it will search for all of those names and then return it back in the search results. It looks, I really liked it to find all the married and maiden names of some ancestors I'm looking for, and you might find that interesting. Have any of you used that feature? Okay. Oh, I didn't know. You would like, Jesse, you would like to have the ability to hide. Okay, I didn't realize they did that. I'm gonna have to hunt down my guys and chew them out. You're saying that you can hide the 90-day icons in Family Tree app. Okay. Well, those app guys, man, they like to keep their people super happy, and they okay, can hide 90-day. Oh yeah, this is so they put it on your list, and you say things to do. They don't put the 90-day ones on there. On task list, if selected. All right, cool. I hadn't played with that. I've been too busy on other things. The save button on the show temple information has been removed. It took me and tech support many hours to learn to use the refresh screen option to save changes. Okay, James, let me try that. Where is that? I haven't gone to see so tell me, I haven't gone to the show temple information. Okay. All right, okay, let me get over there. Let me get back here. Okay, I'll have to write that down. On show temple information. And it took me in tech support many hours to learn to use the refresh screen option to save changes. This is on the web, James, or is this on the browser, on the mobile? Web, okay. In settings, okay. Oh yes, I did hear people say in the in the meetings lately that that I didn't know where it was messing up. That the you couldn't turn on and off seeing temple stuff, and it wasn't sticking. Yeah. Okay, that's not my team, but I'll tell the team. I know who it is. Okay. With the ability to search by multiple names, would it be possible to include the married name and maiden name for women automatically when you do search results from the person's profile page? That's a reasonable request. Let me put that in there. So you're talking about I'm on the person page and then I click family search to go look for records. Boom, let's put populate. Auto populate maiden and married names from family search link on person pages. If I don't write that all down, I end up forgetting what. If I take the note too cryptic, I can't remember what it was. All right. That is a good idea, Joe. Thank you very much. All right. Let's talk about a few more things that we've put out not too long ago. So we have a new about page that kind of has helped people try to understand what we're about and trust us. And some people were, so a lot of times, and I understand it perfectly, people come to the site and say, well, yeah, free account. Right. Everybody says you can get a free account, but then they want to start charging you money. So we wanted to be a little more explicit about the fact that Family Search is a nonprofit organization. So, and we don't charge people any money for use of the site. And we wanted to make that a little more clear. So we've been working on some of our about pages for the site, and hopefully we're helping that'll help people trust us a little better and understand we're really not going to take advantage of them. We're working on some more languages for the site for different countries. And then Memories updated their overview page too, to kind of give a little more instruction. People sometimes struggle to know how you upload things and how you and what's the protection on them and so forth. Okay. Now we also recently adjusted our Memories search system, and by doing that and changing some access controls on a few of the memories that we needed to take care of, that there will be more memories you can find through the Memories web. The mobile web stuff, I think, just released this week to work on that as well. And so you're going to find more memories when you type a name. So if you go in and type a name, you'll probably find more things that you didn't have or find before. We also have just put out a new set of hints. And I think we're looking at 18, 20, 20, 30 million new hints. I can't remember the exact number. Seems like it was between 18 and 20 million new hints. We do this about every 2 or 3 months, that we update and improve our systems so that it can detect better hints and so forth. And also in the memories area, we've recently allowed the ability for people to share a slideshow. In memories, you can create a slideshow where you add in a bunch of pictures, and you can put audios with them, and you can group them together into a slideshow. Well, now you have the ability to share that slideshow with somebody else. So that was put in just this week. And well, there you go. We're, of course, working on new stuff all the time. So I'm going to come back here to the main page and see if we got any more questions out there. Any more questions or anything? How many are all of you planning on going to RootsTech? I'm assuming so. I hope you do. And, since it's virtual and since it's going to be, available for some time, but it's certainly worth signing up for. Okay, any other questions? We got about 4 minutes and something left. I don't know why that clock looks different to me. It says I've been talking for 55 minutes. Okay, so I can't plan that far ahead at this time. Yeah, I understand. That's clear into February. We got to know, because we got to be done before February. That's the big problem. We have to have a whole system that'll work cross our fingers, and a bunch of us have to go do, video recordings of our presentations so that there's stuff there. Well, everyone, I want to thank you very much for all you do. I want to thank you for coming, listening. Tell everybody else that I'm sorry that I've been kind of bad the last couple of months. We've had some issues. The wife's had some medical things she needed to take care of, and she's still working through that, so she needs help. And thank you. Well, let's see, James, can we see you at Roots Tech or just select sessions? I probably will be just at the sessions that I'm doing, and they're all supposed to be pre-recorded. I'm not sure how they're going to do the Q&A. I think they want to do a Q&A right after, so I'll be involved in that probably. I think I'm due to do 4 or 5 of these sessions, so I'll be around. And as always, you can send me an email, ron@familychurch.org, to tell me troubles and to ask some questions. Do I ever meet with the First Presidency? Nope. I am not high enough up to visit with the First Presidency. So they are busy gentlemen and leaders, and they interact with the Quorum of the 12. That's who they interact with, and presiding bishopric. And I do have opportunities to interact with the general authority that's over Family Search, and it's been a joy. It's not very often that I get to react with him, but I have, and he's a great guy, and does a really good job. And he understands software, and that's always nice to have. Can you make the source linker add sources to marriage relationships more consistently? You have to help me know what that means. So could you send me an email at ron@familysearch.org and tell me a PID maybe that you got a source record and then you use source linker and it didn't attach it properly, or if you know why it didn't, or what was the issue there, then we can start digging into what's going on. Thank you for wishing well to my wife. She's actually doing much better, and she's starting to feel good and things with what was going on. So thank you very much for your well wishes, and thank you very much, and enjoy the evening. And we'll be doing this again next week, since I've been lazy last week. Kind of got caught off guard when it came by, because so busy having to do stuff for work. So thanks a lot, and have a good evening. Goodbye. Take care.